I want to talk to you about content marketing for law firms. I want to go granular into this conversation, so this will be a guide. So here's a synopsis I want you to think about. So what is content marketing for law firms in the first place? Let's quickly talk about that. Now, so content marketing for law firms involves strategically offering relevant content to targeted audiences with the goal of generating interest in your law firm or legal practice. So there are many, when you think about content marketing, there are many different content ideas that can be used in content marketing for attorneys, such as blog posts, you have videos, you have landing pages, you have infographics, you have press releases, and legal services page. So legal service page, this is kind of important also, but it's important to specify one thing. It's not just about creating and distributing content. It's also about having the right systems in place to support your content marketing efforts. And this really calls for a method. You got to do things methodically. And doing things methodically means you have to think about them beforehand, right? So having a systemized approach to your law firm's operations can help you scale your business and provide better customer service. And that's what you want anyway. If you are trying to expand the avenues for revenue for your law firm, you got to have this sort of method in place, this methodology in place. And by implementing systems for repetitive tasks, you can free up your team's time to focus on more important things. Remember, the whole idea is to actually focus on billable hours versus non-billable hours. So you want your team and yourself to provide excellent legal services and building relationships with your clients. And systems can also help you streamline your workflows, improve efficiency, and reduce errors. So this is kind of cool. Now, why is content marketing for law firms important in the first place? You might ask. Well, for several reasons. Of course, the competition is important, but you have increased website traffic, you have increased brand awareness, you have increased trust, and you have increased conversions. So increased website traffic is a no-brainer, right? Well-written, high-quality content can help improve a law firm's search engine optimization. When people search for legal information or services, search engines use complex algorithms to find the most relevant and trustworthy content to show in the search results, the SERPs. So if you create quality content on your law firm's website, it can really help improve your website's search engine ranking, which can lead to greater visibility for the law firm in the first place. So that's really cool. Let me give you a few pro tips here. So when we talk about content marketing for law firms, the first thing you want to do is you want to create your law firm content marketing funnel. Very important. Remember that word, funnel. When prospective clients engage with your law firm, they go through the 3 stages of the buying process. Those are awareness, consideration, and conversion, and they align with your legal content marketing funnel, okay? And a large portion of a content marketing for law firms is built around the awareness stage. You want folks to be aware of your services, to be aware of your specialty, to be aware of your skills, to be aware of your expertise. You are creating legal marketing content to create awareness for your law firm and ensure that you are on the minds of potential clients. And that early stage content helps you earn trust and create a sense of authority. When clients are ready to move on to the other stages, they are likely to keep your law firm in mind. So you have so the descriptions below work well. We're gonna put this on the screen. We have tofu, mofu, and so tofu is top of the funnel. So tofu content is intended to focus on creating awareness. So for prospective clients, the buyer's journey begins here. People consuming content at this stage may have never heard of your law firm. So in addition to educating and informing, you also need to establish your legal expertise. And then you have MOFU, so middle of the funnel. The middle of funnel content is more specific. Here, legal content will address more specific questions that are posed by your prospects. In this stage, you are likely to interact with potential clients directly. Prospects at this stage are trying to determine whether your law firm can help them. Okay, that's an important element. So you have to really see where you are at. And then you have bottom of funnel, BOFU. So the smallest number of prospective clients will reach this BOFU stage. This content will work to convince clients that your solutions are best for them. For example, You might share explainer content on how your legal services work. Here, you are working on convincing clients to hire your law firm. And your law firm's content marketing strategy should include plans to engage your target audience in each of those three phases: tofu, mofu, and bofu. So create the funnel. Number two, you need to understand your law firm's potential clients. And here we are speaking about defining a persona for that potential client in terms of age, sex, location, career, for instance, family structure, hobbies, interests, and education. So you have a clear idea of who they really are. And once you have a clear idea of who they really are, you can actually market to them accordingly. You want to use an author who builds trust. Okay, so if you're thinking about content marketing for your law firm, you want to really use an author who builds trust. A piece of content that comes from a trustworthy source is more likely to be well received and generate leads than one that doesn't, right? And one of the most effective ways to build trust with your audience is to ensure that you have a credible author attached to your content. And this could be a senior partner at your law firm or someone experienced in the legal industry. The key is to choose someone who has a track record and expertise with credentials and portfolios to back it up. Not just say, listen, yeah, I'm expert, whatever. No, you have to back it up. While AI generated content has been making headlines lately, it's important to consider whether this approach is truly beneficial for law firm content marketing. So chatbots like GPT or Jasper may be able to generate content quickly and efficiently, but they lack the nuanced understanding of legal issues that a human author brings. So if your aim is to build trust with your audience, it's best to actually to stick to human authors who can provide expert insights and advice, or at the very least have someone update that AI content to sound more human. This is really important, especially if you are thinking in terms of scalability. So you also want to conduct keyword research for the best SEO results, and keyword research involves identifying the most relevant and valuable keywords for a particular topic or niche and optimizing content around those keywords to improve search engine rankings and attract more organic search traffic. That's what you want anyway. And organic traffic is going to help you out. And you need to keep some things in mind when researching keywords to add to your content. For example, remember that keyword stuffing is never a good idea. Google's algorithms can easily detect when content is trying to artificially manipulate the search results. You want to focus on long-tail keywords, and so that's important because they are often less competitive but more valuable to target. Next, you need to find topics for your online blog. Okay, how do you do that? Well, it really depends on your niche first, right? You don't want to simply include the keywords. You want to build useful content around them. So when we talk about content marketing for law firms, you have to really build everything around the keywords. As you think about topics and content, consider your target audience. Always, the demographics are going to drive your content. What are their needs? What are their pain points? What are the needs specifically when they search for a specific keyword phrase or ask a question? Answer that inquiry with your content and make sure you use language they can understand, not complex legal jargon. Stay away from complex legal jargon. For example, if someone searches for workplace injuries in PA in Pennsylvania, you could write about their rights under Pennsylvania law if they get injured at work and advise them that they have the right to speak to an attorney before they sign anything. And so this is important. Now, competitive analysis is also important in this phase of law firm content marketing. Look at your competitors' content. What are they doing a good job at in terms of coverage? Where are the gaps that you can fill in with your own relevant content? Okay, and it's all about benchmarking. It's all about seeing what works or what doesn't work and see how you can add value. So if you think about adding value to your reader, you are going to win in the long run because the reader is going to see your content as more, as broader, okay, as more complete, and that's what you want, because the whole thing is you do not want to really redo what the rival is doing, right? Because you have to actually establish yourself too, and this is an important element. But I want to insist on the fact that you want to speak, you want to write in a very clear way. Stay away from the jargony content, okay? Don't try to really pollute your content with case statutes with Supreme Court pronouncements or whatever. No. You do not want to have any of that in your content, because the bottom line is you want your clients, you want your visitors, you want your reader to become a client, right? If you want to convince your reader to become a client, you got to speak in a manner that they can understand. And that's what you want. You want to actually start doing billable hours, because content writing is not billable, but it's important anyway. You want to create valuable content for your law firm. So keep in mind that the goal of all this is to provide value and not just throw keywords around, right? So you want to keep people reading and clicking. So we're talking here about, when we talk about content marketing for law firms, we are talking primarily about storytelling in a very educational way. You are telling stories, but you are educating your audience. So you want to give your audience answers and information that they need. So you have videos on law, you have blogs, you have podcasts, you have service pages on your website, you have infographics, you have lists of useful links, you have downloadable guides. So you have a lot of resources that can really buttress your website as a solid resource for legal content. So when we talk about videos on law firms don't use attorney videos as a part of their content marketing strategy as much as they should. Video is one of the most engaging forms of content and has many potential applications. And your law firm can produce video testimonials from satisfied clients, for example. And firms can also use video to explain the services they offer, answer questions about legal processes, and also provide profile on attorneys. What about blogs? Well, content marketing for law firms tend to center around legal blog posts, and these are really ideal for sharing insights and advice, because you publish this to your law firm's website. There is no cost or limit to how much you can write or the topics you can cover to attract potential clients. And think of the pillar and cluster model. Pillars are large pieces of content that provide comprehensive answers to a client's question. Clusters are the little spin-off topics that you might find within that larger topic. So when you create content, everything is interconnected, making links that keep visitors on your site happily reading and clicking. One thing you need to keep in mind is that longer content tends to perform better in search, so don't hesitate to include longer, more detailed posts in your law firm content marketing. Guest posts are another form of blogging that you can use in law firm content marketing. In this case, what happens here is that you will be actually writing blog posts or articles for other websites or publications. But to do this strategically, you want to identify sites where you believe your legal insights will be useful, and then reach out to the owners of those sites. Guest blogging can help you reach more potential clients and build web links back to your law firm's website. But I've also told you about service page on your website. That's an important element, also can help you a lot. Service pages can be used as part of content marketing for law firms. And you also have a podcast. So legal podcasting is emerging as a valid form of content marketing for law firms. Prospective clients can listen to podcasts where and when it suits them. And this flexibility makes podcasting a great medium for sharing information without being intrusive. And we love that aspect of things a lot. You can also have list of useful links, infographics, downloadable guides. Fantastic. Also, SEO optimization is really great when it comes to content marketing for law firms, and you need top quality content for your law firm content marketing strategy. You also want to make sure that you have used all the right SEO techniques to ensure that Google and other search engines can index and rank your content for the right keywords. And this is cool. Now, while keywords are an important part of content marketing for law firms, there is much more to SEO optimization. And the practice also include using meta titles and descriptions, ensuring correct internal linking, properly forming URLs, and the use of alt text. It's also important to refresh and update your content regularly with new information and relevant keywords to ensure that your website remains highly visible and also competitive in search engine rankings. You can also think about keyword optimization. So Optimization involves using keywords in the most effective way to get the best results from search engines, right? So you have a lot of tools. You can do this. You can do this yourself, but you can use tools such as SpyFu or Surfer SEO that can really help you optimize keywords when creating content. You also want to think about metadata. You want to think about URL. You want to think about alt text. You want to think about formatting. You want to think about cross links and backlinks. So, for instance, when we talk about metadata are descriptions you use in web content to explain to Google what the content is about. Inserting a good meta title can help you noticeably boost your search rankings, and meta descriptions tell people why a piece of content might be interesting for them. Okay, and your URL also impacts SEO in a big way. But you have to see what really works for your specific niche. You also want to use Google Featured Snippet for your law firm content. Okay, now Google Featured Snippet is a box that appears at the top of a SERP page, a search engine results page, that displays a summary of the content that best answers the user's query. It includes a link to a web page with more information and usually contains the page title, a short description of the content, and the URL. And to make the most of this feature, create high-quality informative content that contains answers to commonly asked legal questions. Give a clear and concise answer in 2-3 sentences. Additionally, you want to make sure to optimize your content for long-tail keywords, which are more specific and have less competition than broader keywords. And this is kind of important. And also, you want to promote and monitor your attorney content. The whole thing is that, you can have good content, right? But if you don't promote it, nobody will know about it, and that's an important element. So you want to promote it. And whatever you can do to promote it in terms of promotion. It can be a regular promotion, paid promotion. It can be on social media, for instance. This is another way to actually get the word out there about your content. You can try also email, internet forums, for example. You can try advertising. Okay, platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn have paid promotion options that you can use to promote blog posts, podcasts, and articles. Many more people will see your content if you use paid advertising. And you can use also tracking. This is kind of important. And you can also try to repurpose your attorney content. That will be very, very helpful also, because things like blogs, emails, third-party websites, social media can really help elevate the profile of your content. And when we talk about writing tips to actually take your law firm content marketing to a new level, you have to really understand that you want to break content into logical sections with subheadings. Use numbered and bulleted lists. Write short sentences. Avoid legal jargon. Add images to make the content interesting. You want to use links to prove your points, right? So just making the points doesn't mean that you are, you could be authoritative, you can be an expert in a certain field, but it really helps. It adds an extra layer of credibility if you are adding links. That's really an important element to think about. So what's a recap here? To this conversation, I'll talk to you about content marketing for law firms. I give you the synopsis, and after that, I gave you the pro tips. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.